do you think your trajectory would have been the same had you remained a local church pastor?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Why is that?
Because as a pastor, again, I take the pulpit very, very seriously and ministry very, very seriously. I had 32,000 followers prior to starting this pod. I thought that was amazing. That's like a small town. Like I'm not a numbers guy. I mean, I don't know. I had to come to you to try to figure out what these metrics meant. You know what I mean? I was never going to have a church of 30,000 because even the gospel I preach was eat his flesh, drink his blood, pick up your cross. That message ain't going to get no 30,000 people ain't going to listen to that message. 38, you ain't going to get 100,000 people to clip that. Right? So I was just content being the preacher that I was the preacher's preacher, right? Like the preachers love it. The teacher loved to teach. Like I love doing that. But I always talk like this when I got home. It was never gonna come out.
And was the I don't want to say course correction, but the I'm gonna pull back publicly because you are people's overseer and apostolic.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not,
because there's not a big difference to me. Like there's not a huge difference between like if you're a pastor or if you're a overseer of
correct.
Pastors. It's the same thing. If anything, there's more responsibility in the latter.
Yeah, I just was like, you know what? If I understand how inflammatory the F word can be, which is why I chose to use it with the topic we were covering at the time.
Yeah,
I'm incensed by this. So this word, yes, it carries the strength of the feeling that I have talking about what we were talking about. Also, this is the way they talk in London. In the pulpit.
In London?
Oh my God. Hey, my friend was at a church, and this is just in Europe, period now. In London, we was at I won't say what church or nothing because I don't want nobody to feel away. But yeah, this one dude got up and he casually dropped the F word and and the S word. And the only people that were doing like this were the Americans. And it wasn't me. It was white evangelical conservative Americans that were like, oh my God. And you know, a couple of the British people were trying to lean over like, yeah, it's just so-and-so. It's just how he is. But nobody was like, like there wasn't a gasp. They were like.
He was dropping F word?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And the S word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not co-signing that. You're just saying.
No,
okay.
I would never.
Yeah.
In that setting,
sure.
I can't do that.
Sure.
But over there, it's just different, right? My friend preached at a church in Scotland. He's a great preacher. And as soon as he handed the mic back to the lead pastor said, come on, everybody, wasn't that? Let's give so-and-so a hand. That message was effing incredible. In the Scottish accent. Because in Scotland, that's every other word.
So foreign, man.
Right?
That's crazy.
It's like, that message is effing incredible. And like an hour later, he had a pint of Guinness in front of him. This is like a denominational kid. He's in shock. Like, you want me to drink Guinness? Right? Yeah. And the guy's like, yes. Right?
Yeah. Well, we just had the Pints with Aquinas Chesterton Cigar Lounge vlog. And that's definitely going to upset people.
Yeah, right? Because how many pastors enjoy an old-fashioned and a cigar and they can never post it because half their church will leave? So I'm not trying to be this revolutionary guy that's like I'm not trying to...
It doesn't make sense to die on that hill.
It doesn't make sense to die on that hill. And it also equally doesn't make sense for you to die on it as well. Like that goes both ways. Yeah. Right?
I agree.
Like,
I mean, you saw me in some of these comment sections.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yes, I do remember. Yeah, absolutely. It's documented, and people have said the whole like, you could be a stumbling block, person to person. I'm big on don't be a stumbling block. In the World Wide Web, right? If I date myself with my age. Politely unfollow.
Yeah. Well, I think people
don't stumble over yourself.
That passage definitely gets used to, I would say, spiritually manipulate people.
It's fragile. We use it. We actually people actually use it to fragilize themselves.
Yeah.
I can't be the best Christian I can be if you don't watch your mouth. That's wild,
I
fam.
think the worst version of that is when they create a hypothetical of someone somewhere. It's not even them. They can hear you. They can hear you say something, but there's someone somewhere that will be caused to go back to meth.
And can I
If they hear you, they heard Pastor Tim Ross will have a pint of Guinness and a cigar, and they will go back to meth.
Hey, dude, meth is crazy.
No, but it's
so true, bro.
It's the hypothetical. That's the one that bugs me. And I just always tell people, and a pastor a long time ago told me this. He said, knowledge of someone's liberty is not the same as causing someone to stumble.
Absolutely correct.
If
Absolutely
I have
correct.
knowledge
Yes.
that you have a glass of wine with your wife,
Yeah.
but my mom's an alcoholic, therefore I don't drink.
Yeah.
Knowledge of that doesn't cause me to stumble.
I agree.
If I had an issue with alcohol,
Right.
and I knew that you have a glass of wine or two with your wife, that doesn't cause me to stumble.
Absolutely correct.
If I have an issue with alcohol and I come over to your house and you're offering me the wine,
Ding, 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 ding,
right?
ding, ding.
That is the causing somebody to stumble.
Absolutely
bit,
correct.
You know,
absolutely correct.
So.
We had somebody on a live one night that was in the comment section. He was demonstratively to his own detriment trying to prove the point that you just made, where he's in there like, I'm really struggling in my because I just think I think they're peckers, bro. I think they're peckers.
That's not what I was thinking about.
They just do this on the keys, and they're probably on their phone. I'm just so old school. Yeah. Like I just think they're pecking on their, and they're like, my conscience is violated because now that Tim Ross cussed, I decided I'm gonna cuss, but now my brain hurts because I shouldn't do it. Yeah. But Tim won't stop, so I won't stop. And so now will he stop? And I was like, and our community's very kind.
Sure.
And we were like, hey, dude, just kind of focus. This is he talking about.
Yeah, he's talking about something totally different right now. Yeah.
Somebody's dad died and he's trying to walk him through it. And you in the comment section, this is a distraction. And
yeah, I think the flip side to that is there's also, there should be wisdom. And it sounds like that's what you're exhibiting, to not flaunt our liberty.
And I don't flaunt it.
Yeah.
4 times ain't flaunting, dog.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. I think it was
can't be
the doubling down on your reasons for why.
Yeah.
I think that's what was not that you were flaunting it, but I think that's how people took it. But I think the tension I live in is, hey, there are certain things that I'm not going to post on social media.
Yeah.
Just because I know it will be unhelpful.
Right.
I don't want to distract from that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that is more so, it's less about me being afraid or thinking I'm wrong. It's more so, it's like, I just don't want to, y'all don't need to know what I drive.
Yeah.
Y'all don't need to know where I live.
I don't do none of that.
You know what I mean? I'm just not going to go there.
They don't need to see my vacation.
Yeah, you don't need to see my vacation. You don't need to see that stuff, you know? And so I think there's a tension there. The flip side to that is, though, what aspects do we need to highlight more so people can see them? I'm not talking about liberties at this point. I'm talking about just in general, that can inspire people to a healthy pursuit, you know?
So
like Tim Ross was able to build a podcast while transitioning from ministry, and by golly, he's
all without scandal.
All without scandal.
Yeah.
He's doing well. His marriage is healthy. His kids love Jesus.
Yeah.
We need to see more of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I think that's the there's a tension there.
Yeah.
You know?
I want that to be like, for me, I want people to see a fully integrated person who may not be perfect, but you're like, you know what? I don't like that about him, but I rock with that dude. Cause at least I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'll keep it a buck with you. The 2016 election, what it came down for me was like, who showed me their cards? It was like, I just want to know whose cards is on the table.
In terms of what?
In terms of everything, right? Like Trump and Hillary was there, and I was just like, who's showing me everything? This Trump told me who he was.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Unapologetically.
He told me, so whether you like him or not, at least I know. I can respect that. But I was like, what is Hillary doing? What you doing over there? Where them emails at? You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to figure it out. And like, nope, people are too scared to admit stuff like that. But like, I'm from the street. So I would just rather you come up to me and be like, I don't like you. And it's like, cool. If I ever see you on my block, it's on site. Cool. Now, I either want that smoke or guess what? I politely take myself around your block because at least you told me. You know what I'm saying? You kind of told me what the terms and conditions were. But that's what, I make this statement like, I'll watch my life when you watch your mouth. Or I'll watch my mouth when you watch your life. But I'm like, okay, y'all tripping over what I said over here, but you still defending a pastor that has a whole side chick and baby mama while still being married. And it's like everybody falls.
That's different.
My mouth, that life, this is what you want to talk about?
Yeah.
That's a crazy,
you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you want to see the full conversation, we went for 3 hours talking about literally everything. Be sure to go to Tim Ross's YouTube page right now, Tim Ross in the Basement. We'll have the full conversation linked below, or this video should be redirecting to it. So check out the full conversation and download the B-Side app while you're at it. All right, love you guys. Peace.